If you stand in the center of Rome today, surrounded by millions of tourists and ancient architecture, you might assume you are standing safely on the European continent, but you aren't. Directly beneath your feet, locked 2 miles down in the dark, crushing depths of the Earth's crust, lies the mangled corpse of a completely different landmass. For decades, geologists studying the bizarre, twisted rock formations of the Mediterranean knew there was a massive puzzle piece missing from the world map, but it wasn't until scientists began tracking deep seismic earthquake waves that they finally found it. They discovered a ghost continent the size of Greenland, crushed, folded, and buried alive beneath modern-day Italy. This is the tragic story of Greater Adria, a colossal lost world that was violently swallowed by the very land you see today. To understand how an entire continent simply vanishes, we have to rewind the clock 240 million years to the Triassic period, when the Earth looked entirely alien. A colossal supercontinent called Pangaea was just beginning to tear itself apart, and as the land violently splintered, a massive chunk of continental crust broke away from North Africa and drifted alone into the open ocean. This was Greater Adria, but it was not a barren, empty wasteland. It was a stunning, sprawling world of shallow, sunlit tropical seas, massive coral reefs, and scattered archipelagos. For tens of millions of years, marine life thrived here, living and dying, their shells slowly building miles-thick layers of pristine white limestone across the seafloor. But Greater Adria was completely doomed from the start. Around 100 million years ago, the Earth's tectonic engine shifted, and the massive African plate began moving north at a relentless, terrifying geological pace, catching Greater Adria dead in the middle. Ahead of it was the massive, unyielding Eurasian plate, and with nowhere else to go, the tropical continent was forced into a geological meat grinder. Because the bedrock of Greater Adria was heavy and dense, it couldn't push Europe out of the way. Instead, it was forced underneath it. Inch by inch, century by century, this sprawling landmass was dragged down into the boiling magma of the Earth's mantle. But Greater Adria didn't go quietly into the abyss. As the continent was dragged down to its fiery grave, its top layers, those miles of beautiful limestone and coral reefs, were violently scraped off by the edge of Europe, much like a giant bulldozer scraping the frosting off a cake. These crumpled, crushed layers of ancient seafloor were violently thrust thousands of feet into the sky, buckling the earth to create the jagged peaks of the Swiss Alps, the Apennines that form the spine of Italy, and the sweeping mountains of Greece. So the next time you touch the polished white marble of a Roman statue, remember, you are touching the scraped-off wreckage of a sunken world.